Hi everyone. So far we have our plan ready. We have explored the rig enough, and now we are good to start making the walk cycle that we want to make. We already have seen this, our plan for the walk cycle, and I have this reference. I have this long video where there's a explanation about this creature who's walking around, and so this seems like a decent creature for us to observe. Like it has yeah, so I'm just going to utilize this creature. So yeah, and we'll try to observe how they walk. And so yeah, for now, I'm going to start by making my contact pose. Yeah, we will observe this creature later. I'm gonna right away select my leg, and I'm just gonna move this leg forward. You might be hurrying up. It's already starting. Yes, now we have to speed up. And this is gonna be a very quick way to our detailed animation. Yeah, so things are gonna be quick, and I hope you're ready for that. Okay, I'm just gonna move the leg forward. I'm just gonna move this entire creature down from this main controller. Yeah, so I moved this entire creature down. I think something like this would be a good height. So now we can see. And now I'm just gonna move this back leg in the back side. Yep, I'm just gonna move this creature slightly more down. I think something like this. This seems like a decent height for this creature. Now I like how far away these legs are right now, and I feel like maybe moving the legs slightly closer to the under the body. So but I think maybe we can do that. Let's move this leg in by maybe -1, and the other leg also I'm gonna move the other leg in by +1. I mean, yeah, so now I think that's a decent kind of but this is a huge creature. I'm not sure if I can convince myself with this, that if that's how and I want to show a really nice amount of weight shift, like side to side. Maybe I'm gonna keep it 0.5, so 0.5 side to side. Yeah, 0.5, and sorry, that's -0.5. Okay, so that's yeah, that's good. Now, regarding translate z, so it's almost there at 9.5. So maybe just gonna write 9.5 for now. You don't have to be specific to this, you can try your own value, but for me, 9.5 in here, and in the other one is almost -7. So now the back foot is on -7, and the front one is on 9.5. I feel like moving this back foot slightly back, and this foot even more back, somewhere here. I mean, I feel like doing it, but should I think yes. So maybe this front foot, instead of 9.5, let me move this one to I'll try to manually move. Maybe I think somewhere here would be this would be a good position, because the foot is also going to be somehow like this also, right? So because yeah, because we're going to land on the foot like this, and so now because of that, having it too far ahead, like this, it would be I think, yeah, maybe 8.5 would be a decent yeah, I'm just going to write 8.5. So I think, yeah, let's keep it 8.5. The back foot also, I think we can move it slightly back. But maybe even keeping it here also, it's not a bad idea. So I think this is a decent way. So now we already made one move here that I tried to rotate this one. So yeah, so yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it like that, because that's how this bird is moving. So now, as I was showing here, so now if you try to observe this bird, you see it's kind of landing on the toe here. So you see, so there's a good amount of angle here, so I want to give that angle. So something like this. So now we can see the weight also, this creature as it's walking side to side. So now on this contact, the weight is nicely on this leg. So yeah, we are gonna do some more observation later. For now, maybe I'm just gonna decrease this angle to uh, minus 30. Minus 30. That's good. Now you might say, like, that about what about the fingers? Yeah, we're going to worry about the fingers soon. Like, we're also going to decide whether we're going to use the FK fingers or the IK fingers. So we will decide that in very soon. But first, I just want to decide quickly, like, regarding the spacing and everything. Now, yeah, so I'm just going to rotate this foot controller, like, as I already decided that we are not going to use the ball roll, we are going to rotate them separately, and because of that, now we'll have a very nice control on the foot. So now, we will be able to make a really nice shape on this foot. Now, like, as we are already trying to make this, so I think, what I should do here, I should also make a ground plane. I'm going to go to this poly modeling, and I'll just click on this ground plane. So we got a plane there, down there. I'm going to make it big, and for now I don't have to make it super big. Like, I think this much size should be good enough. Maybe I'm going to make it slightly thinner, just so that I don't have to keep interacting with it again and again. Something like this is good. And I can maybe move it somewhere here so that I can move it back as this dinosaur is going to walk later. And I'm going to give a so I will select this already. So now I will go to rendering, and I'm going to just apply any Lambert, and in the Lambert in colors, I'm going to click on this, and I will just apply a checker. Now I'm just going to decrease the contrast here and make it slightly bearable to eyes, so that the white is not too white, and the dark color is not too dark. Maybe something like this. Yeah, something like this is good. Maybe something like this, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit like maybe like this one. Okay, so that's good. So I think that's a decent kind of platform for us to start. I'm just gonna go to channel box. Yeah, so yeah, now I don't want to select the geometry at this point, maybe later. So I'm just gonna open this window here. I think it's this one. I think it's this one, yeah, here. And I'm just going to turn off the selection of the geometry, or I can click on, I can put it in a layer here, and I can try that. But yeah, this is better. Yeah, so now this is good. Now I can see, like, do I have to move it up or down? Like, maybe later, but for now, maybe somewhere here, but I'm just gonna keep it here for now. Maybe like, yeah, so this is good. And maybe now I feel like maybe I can move it slightly forward. No, but this is good. And or maybe we might move this back foot slightly back as well. I always keep thinking this again and again, like, maybe I should not. Now, but for now, I think this is good. And now I just want to put a little bit more detail on the body now. So now, as we have a decent understanding of how the pose is going to be, as like, I'm going to select this foot, and I will turn on those controllers here, these ones. So now we'll have to have a better pose here as well. Like, there will be some roll here, and there will be some like, something like this. So we will work on that later. Yeah, so now for now we are going to leave it somehow like this. And I'm going to select this back body, and so now let's try to do some work on the body. So now we have a decent understanding, like, we have the one leg forward, one leg back, and on the contact pose there are many main things that you have to consider, like the other than these the one leg making contact, one leg on the ground holding the weight. Other than that, there are many important things in the body. So because this leg is on the ground and this leg is just making contact, so because of that, this side of the hip should be slightly higher. So now, so I'm just gonna select this main controller. So we have option, like, either we can use this controller or we can use this bigger one. I'm gonna use the bigger one for now. I'm just gonna rotate it slightly. 1 second. Okay, just gonna give a slight bit of rotation so that this side of the hip is slightly higher. I think that's good. Now I gave like almost minus 5.4 something, so you can give like a little bit of rotation so that this other side, this side of the right side, screen right side of the side is slightly higher, and this side of the hip is slightly lower. And I'm also going to rotate the spine slightly, maybe. So now I feel like maybe I can use this back controller, because in the back now if I try to rotate, not that one, maybe this one. So maybe I should use this back controller, because if I rotate that one, I want to rotate the spine, so but it's not making much move in the spine. And now I can see there's a small skinning error then here, so I will fix it later as before I give it to you guys. Okay, so now like we can decide whether we want to use the other one or we should continue using the this arrow controller one. I'm just going to go Control Z so that there's no value on this. I'm going to select this. So far we only rotated like in Z minus 5.4. So now I'm just going to continue to use this controller itself, and I will also add a little bit of rotation on Y, and like so maybe I think this much should be fine, like -9 or something. You don't have to be specific, but yeah, this much should be fine. And I'm also going to move this in X slightly so that it's slightly more on this leg. So I'm just going to move it slightly like this. So maybe you can move it by 1 or something. Maybe I'm just going to keep it a little bit less than 1. So maybe maybe 9.9, minus 0.9. So that should be good enough. So now I'm going to press 4. Oh, sorry, I was trying to bring the leg, this controller. I was trying to bring this controller outside. Let me also save my file. I don't want to lose this work. So okay, so we have our file saved, thankfully. So now like we can see like this leg is having a better pose now. We have some more interesting controllers here which we don't have to use yet. So now like we are getting even better sense of what kind of pose we have here. So now I personally feel like moving the body slightly back, or sorry, the overall body slightly back like this, or like I'm getting different ideas. So I'm going to implement this because this is a giant creature, and we are going to decide how it's going to look. So we have to take it easy on it. Okay, so for now, also I'm going to select this controller again, the toe controller, and I'm going to give this foot a nice angle here so that it have a little bit of a rotation like this, a natural kind of rotation which we can see. I'm also going to select this lower leg controller here, and I will give it a slight bit of rotation so that it's a little bit of having even that natural rotation there. And maybe I'm gonna add some extra Z rotation here, Z roll here like this. Okay, so that's better. And yeah, looks decent. And now I can also select this controller, like the clavicle, the leg clavicle, and maybe I can try to rotate this so that this the leg, this bone. So now we can see like this is somehow like what we have in the back. So we can debate whether this dinosaur had this bone or not. That's not the point. Point is like even if it had, how will we make it look good? So I'm just gonna rotate it slightly, and maybe I can move it slightly down as well. So I think that's we already have a very nice look here on this bone. And now I can select this one and I can rotate slightly more. That's good. And now we can decide that whether we want to move this dino back up slightly again. So we'll make that decision later. So We have this pose ready for now. Like, I think this leg is looking decent. The back leg, we did not put much work on that yet. But, I just want to look at the reference quickly to see how this dino like looks, how this bird looks when it's making the contact from the side. Maybe here. Okay, so around here when it makes contact. So now we can see, like, this leg, the back leg, the weight is quite a lot on the back leg. I'm just trying to understand the weight. Like, so now as this foot was making contact, so this was the angle here. So I'm just trying to see what kind of foot pose the back side of the foot pose would be. Maybe we can try to find even better one. Maybe here. Okay, there was something here. Okay, here. Now as it's making contact, yeah, it's kind of same. Okay, maybe I'll make my own observation there. I'm going to minimize that. So yeah, maybe what I'm going to do here, maybe I'm going to move this controller slightly. The back leg, maybe I'm going to bring it slightly forward, maybe 6.5 minus 6.5, and this foot I can maybe move it slightly, like somewhere here. That yeah, maybe this will work nicely. And this controller here, like, I think this one maybe I can move it slightly higher and a little bit of a better orientation. And the back one, maybe I can keep it somehow like this. This one we can decide later. Mainly, like, this one usually point towards the hip, so I think this much rotation would be better. Now the main thing is that how much rotation you want to give. So we already have some. Oh no, we don't have any rotation, so I want to give a little bit of a rotation to this foot, like, so that is slightly outside. Now the same thing here. So right now we have like around 12 degrees, so maybe I'm going to generalize to 13. Okay, so and I'm going to do the same thing here. Should be rotating outside, minus 13. Okay, so that's good. And as because it's rotating outside, maybe I think I can select the back one, and maybe I can give it a little bit of a different angle. I think that's decent. Yeah, just I'm not sure, like, how much back it should be, but for now it looks decent. Yeah, I feel like, the body should be somewhat, but that would be weird, and this would also be weird. I think this seems like a decent pose. Maybe something like this, but that also, like, it looks like a very weird kind of extension. So I feel like, this, maybe I can select both of the foot controller and I can move them slightly forward, just slightly. Maybe, yeah, this seems like a decent position to me. Yeah. So now the front foot is 10.855 and the back foot is minus 6, sorry. Yeah, that's again, like, as I'm changing my thought process again and again, so I'm just trying to find a better solution. But you can see, like, I'm not just using any controller, I'm just using specific controllers to do specific things. So that's great. So now here I just want to give a slight bit of his side tilt. So I'm not going to use this controller to give the side tilt. I want to use the proper one, which is I'm going to select this main controller, and I will use this side bank. So I'm just going to give a slight bit of a side bank. We will fix the foot later, like the finger, we will fix that later. So we might end up using the FK like this, that might work better, but we still have to test it out. For now we'll leave it as it is. I'm going to select the foot controller again. So now, yeah, so now I have a slight bit of a side bank, so that's fine. Maybe I'm going a little bit too far, so I'm just going to go a little bit less. So I think for now I don't need any side bank. I'm going to keep it like this for now. So that's good. So what I have here is good. I mean, I might, expand the fingers and everything later. For now, this is the blocking. I don't want to do those details later right now. And so now, this leg. So now this, this part of the hip, it might be carrying the weight here. So I have to select this one and I have to move it slightly higher. So now I have to move it slightly higher so that we can feel the weight on this leg. So I feel like, maybe I need to move at least by 0.6, 0.6 maybe. Like this much should be fine. Yeah, I think, I want to reduce it, but I'm gonna keep it like maybe 0.5, 0.6, somewhere here. That's good. Now again, like this one, I'm gonna select this. Maybe I'll move it outside, slightly outside. And maybe now I feel like, moving the dino slightly down again, and maybe slightly back. Yeah, for sure I want to move it slightly back, but I'm not going to move this dino. So as you can see, I did not move it in Z translate the main. I want to keep it where it is. So I'm instead like of moving the body slightly back, I'm going to select the foot controllers again, and I'm going to move both of them forward together, so that now it's just like very specific. I'm trying to be very specific here so that I feel the weight in a nice way. Okay. Yeah, everything good. Now yeah, this leg is also looking good. Everything is good. I think this is a decent enough pose for the back body. Now I'm going to select the front body, and maybe I'm going to start from there. So now I'm going to first I'm going to select this one, this main controller, and I think I want to use this controller to direct the shape of this middle part. So for that, what I can do here is this middle controller, I can make the orientation of this one to world. So that means what I can do here is if I select this middle one, and the name of this one is controller 1. So I think we can find this FK1, I think this one. So I think we can set the rotation space to maybe center of gravity. Let's see. So now if you try to rotate this one, so now, okay, so you see it's facing forward, so that's great. So now it's like, you see, it's not rotating fully, it's like facing forward. So that's better. That's what I wanted. So now I can use this one again to add some more rotation later, but for now I think this is good. It's a little bit better, I think. So now, yeah, I'm gonna just rotate the body slightly now using this controller, so that we have a little bit better shape here. Okay, that's good. And maybe I can rotate the spine of this dino slightly like this using this controller. So I did that, and I'm gonna maybe reduce it slightly now as I did that. So yeah, I have a 4.07 kind of rotation on this controller for now, and on this one I have 10 degrees of this Y rotation. So that's all I have. Now I want to have few more kind of nicer Z rolls here. I wanted to have and I also want to say, like right now I want to fix the the rotation order of the chest right now. So right now you see, like as I'm rotating the Z, sorry, Y, the Z is not moving. So Z is kind of the main rotation right now. So but I want the Y to be the main rotation. I want Z to follow everything here, because I want to maintain, like the axis of the rotation. So what I can do here, I'm going to select this, and I can change the rotation order here, and I can put the Z on the end, and I can make it start with Y. So I can put this ZXY, so that's gonna be a better rotation. So now this is gonna be nicer. So now I would be able to give a nicer roll to this dino. So yeah, maybe I'll give it a little bit of a rotation here. I'm not thinking too much about the rotation, the forward body right now, the front body, I'm not thinking too much. So that's good enough. And now I'm going to select the same controller again, and I'm going to move that controller down, slightly down, like I'm going to rotate. I rotated it, and now we can see the dino's forward, like front body is falling down slightly. I think that's kind of a more natural kind of feel. Like that's how it felt when I looked at this one. But now we have a little bit more weight in the front, so I think maybe we can definitely rotate it down. So that's good. And so that's great. So around we have a 20 degrees of this X rotation here. we can see here, so that's good. Maybe I'm gonna keep it somewhere here, maybe like 12 degree. I don't know, like maybe I'm gonna, yeah, I'll just keep it somewhere around 12 for now. I'll change it later. And yeah, I added a little bit of rotation, like -5 on Z, and on Y is 10. So like not much I'm thinking right now, but I'll do it later. Right now I'm just trying to get a decent pose. Okay, so as this dinosaur is walking, so I feel like the head need to be slightly down, like more like this one. Like I think that's how. Yeah, but again, like that might feel like it's running. So maybe maybe it might keep the head like back like this. That's also possible. I like it. The head going back like this. I think that's decent. So maybe I'll move it back slightly, and then maybe I'll select this one and I'll rotate it slightly more. That looks like a decent kind of shape to me. I like it. And now maybe I'm gonna select the top one and I will rotate a little bit more. So right now, because this one is set to the world, so now if I rotate the top one, so you can see, like we can add a really nice feel to the neck using this one. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so yeah, I will keep it like this for now, and then everything else is good. So this, what I did so far is good, and now I want to fix the rotation order for this one as well. Again, I want to maintain the side to side angle. So again, I want to move the Z to the front. So right now we have X, Y, Z. So I want to move it to Z, X, Y. So this one, Z, X, Y. So that's going to be a better rotation order. So now we this one would look better. Yeah, okay, so we have very specific rotation order now, so that's great. Okay, so now I personally I prefer this kind of look on the neck. Maybe some of you guys might prefer something else. Maybe something like this. Let me see. I think that's more stronger. I think this is good. Like now we have more strength in the neck, and something like this. I think that's great. I think let's keep it somehow like this. Okay. Yeah, that's great. And now I feel like I can move this slightly up, somehow like this. Yes, that's great. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'm gonna move it slightly up, so that this leg is now almost straight. Okay, so this is a decent pose. I don't want to think too much about the arm for now. The arm will be in a little bit different pose. I'm gonna select the clavicle for now, and I'm gonna rotate slightly higher, and I'm gonna rotate the arm, and I'm gonna just tuck it in. I'm gonna also change my manipulator mode to object for now, so that I can easily shake the arm. So I like shaping the arms like this, using this manipulator. And I'm gonna tuck in this arm from here as well. Same thing here. I'm just gonna make a starting pose for now, and maybe I'm gonna bring them out slightly. I think they might want to keep them slightly outside, so that they are not touching the body. I think I would avoid touching the body. So if I was a dino, so like yeah, okay, I'm gonna press F on this, and I will try to give a shape to this finger. You can see like it's very close to the foot, so it's gonna be very interactive. We'll see how it goes. Just gonna give a, oh sorry, and So I'll try to not, I'll try not to rotate in too many directions. So for now, I'm just gonna rotate like this. I don't know, like, you know, how much. Maybe I'm just gonna rotate slightly forward first, and then like this, and this one then can go slightly higher, something like this. We'll see. Maybe I'll just give it a little bit of a better rotation to this one, so that is a little bit more relaxed and hanging down from here, maybe like this. Like this, and now, you know, I can make it a little bit more interactive here, where it's going in like this, you know, so that now it's kind of interacting, like pushing in on the other ones, and the other one can open up because of that a little bit more. Okay, so that's decent. Now let's try to find a little bit better pose here as well. You know, I don't want to do too much here. This one I think is good. Maybe I'll just rotate it slightly forward and give it a little bit more of a frontal, like, kind of, you know, so that this one is more kind of ready. Something like this. And maybe I can let it open a little bit more. Something like this. That would be quite aggressive, I think, you know, something like this. So maybe, let me see. For now, I'm gonna keep it like this for now. This is good. You know, there are decent nails, and now, you know, you see like this, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna rotate the entire hand like this, and now, you know, I'm just gonna change a little bit, few more things here. I'm gonna bring out the hand now. You know, now I feel like I can give it a little even better look if I rotate the arm even in a better way, and I can bring the arm slightly down so that, you know, it's slightly pushed out, the hand, like this. And now here I think I can try to give it a little bit of a better angle. And maybe I can bring out the arm slightly. Okay, that's good. And I can let it fall down. Okay, okay, so that's decent. As you can see, like, you know, we are trying to make a blocking, and we are already spending so much time on just on the, you know, the first pose. And now I can see, like, you know, I've moved it way too far, so maybe I can move it back, maybe somewhere here. I think that's more than enough. This is good. Okay, so now I think, you know, I can use the animbot maybe to copy this pose, but, you know, I don't want to copy. I think, you know, it'll be more authentic if I try to make the pose manually. So I'm going to select this again, start from the shoulder, move it slightly up, and give a nicer pose. Then again, now I want this clavicle here to be global, like, you know, like the other side. We already did the other side when we were exploring the rig. So this side of the arm is the rotation here. The FK space is world. So again, I want to do the same thing to this one. So the FK space will be world. So now you will see that, you know, as we will animate the shoulder, you know, it's going to look nice. You know, this is the arm going to look more heavier in this way with the motion. Okay, so I'm going to, you know, give it a nicer pose here to this arm as well. Okay, again, like, I'm only rotating this part of the arm in Y. I'm not rotating these arm controllers in any other way. Maybe I will lock other angles later, but for now I'm going to continue. I'm going to focus here and again starting from the pinky, so that I can just get a decent pose first and then work on the other ones based on that. Maybe I should be doing another way, so that maybe I should start from this one. But right now I'm just trying to get a feeling only. I'm not trying to think too much at this point. And once I have like a decent motion going on, then I would be able to make it look even nicer. But for now, I'm just gonna rotate some of these controllers and I'm gonna avoid the other one. Yeah, so and then this one. And I can let them hang down like this. Yeah, something like this. I think that's good. And yeah, maybe I'm not sure about the tilt here in the arm, but yeah, that's decent enough for now. Now I can try getting a little bit better shape in the body here from this controller, but this would look like more like a bird here. I think that's, or maybe something like this like a sneaky guy. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just give it a slight bit of a upper angle, and then I'm going to select this controller and I'll give a slight bit of a lower angle. So I'm gonna rotate it slightly down. So I think that's gonna look way better, I think. And now I feel maybe I can give it a little bit of a nicer angle like this, or maybe like this. I don't know, maybe yeah, this like so right now is let me go to the gimbal. So the X one is around like 6.6 something, so yeah, so like you see, I was just guessing around. So it's you can see like X is around 6, Y is around 9, Z is around -5. So that's all I have for now. I was just trying to get a general better pose here, so this seems better. Now let me give it a little bit of a better pose to the neck as well. So now again, like I think I can rotate this part of the neck slightly forward, so that we have a overall a nicer shape in the spine. Now you can see the spine is looking great already. So like the spine shape here, very natural. So this is a nice contact pose. So yeah, I think that's yeah, we can move on from here. And now if you want, we can turn on some of the tweaker controllers here. So but I like to keep the tweaker controllers to later, like for now, for example, I can try to give a little bit of a different shape in the middle, but I don't think we have to use them for now. And we have this extra one here. Maybe we can try to use that one to move the middle part of the body slightly. But I think what we have so far, like that's more than enough, like so yeah, this shape is good. And I'm gonna turn off the tweakers. Okay, so this was the first pose, like maybe I can say call it first blocking. Now I'm just gonna select everything and I will key it, and I think maybe I should take a quick break and I should continue with the rest of the poses, and we're going to make a nice walk cycle animation. So I hope you guys are also happy with this pose. I know like the fingers and everything, they are still pending because the fingers are going to be really interactive, and we still have to decide whether we want to use FK or IK. So we're going to do that later, because that's going to be really detailed thing to do with the finger. And for sure we have still to do with the muscles and everything. Okay, so yeah, I will save this file again and I will see you guys in the next video. This was a part 1, and in part 2 we're going to make rest of the poses and the rest of the things. Thank you.